Hello guys and welcome to another video. With 2020 coming to an end, it's time to review the great games that this shitty year has given us. Because at Zoomin Games, we believe in bringing out the positive side in everything. But before continuing, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss out on a thing. It wasn't an easy task to select the best games of the year, because although it may not seem like it, there have been so many great ones. We're just going to get right down to it because we don't want to waste too much of your time. So let's go. Call of Duty Warzone will always be remembered for two things: for being the game of the coronavirus pandemic, and for being the first game that made us delete so many others because of its sheer size that increased exponentially with each update, or as real as a downloaded set of code can be. All jokes aside, the free-to-play Call of Duty was undoubtedly a success on all platforms thanks to the action and the game modes it offered from the get-go. Being able to play the game in this franchise for free is something we all wanted and love. And Activision made our dreams come true with a game that we're still playing to date. Nintendo was very lucky with the sales of this game, because with an almost psychic sense of timing, they released it at the beginning of the pandemic, and all those people who suddenly had a lot of time on their hands helped them sell more than 10 million copies. But it's also true that this game is so fun and entertaining. In Animal Crossing, Nintendo has one of its most cared for franchises, and you can see the love they poured into this one. We've had a great time with New Horizons since it came out, and many continue to do so, thanks to its free expansions that keep people glued to their Nintendo Switch. Are you one of those people? We needed to wait a long time for this game, and with good reason. What a remake the people at Square Enix did. The 1997 game is incredible, and this remake lives up to that great game, but it's been totally redone for today's generation of players who demand good graphics. The combat mode is a genuine wonder, and the story is exactly the same as the original. One of the best without a doubt in the history of Final Fantasy, although Final Fantasy IX runs it close. If you're a bit older like us and you've played the original, this will undoubtedly surprise you a lot, so much so that you may consider it the best game of the year, even though it's just a remake. It's been over 13 years since we've had a Half-Life game in our hands, and we mean that literally. No fancy DLCs or game passes in 2007. Expectations were sky high, of course, but not only did the people at Valve do an excellent job with the game, they designed it entirely for VR, and we can truly say that they have created the best virtual reality game in the world with HalfLife Alyx. The story is set between Half-Life and Half-Life 2, and we control Alyx Vince as she and her father fight an alien race that rules the Earth. The gameplay is the most surprising thing of the game, and the worst part is that you have to take off your helmet to continue with your real life. Valve returned to make another masterpiece. It's the 5th main title in the Doom series, and it was released in March of this year, so we already had 9 wonderful months to enjoy this great game created by the people of ID Software. When you thought Doom games couldn't get any crazier, they go and put out Doom Eternal, and we don't know what to think anymore. A game with a lot of action, very strategic gameplay that goes beyond a simple shooter, and a spectacular soundtrack, making this game one of the best of the year without a doubt. There are many nods to the first games of the saga, especially in the design of the enemies, and this time, to be honest, it's a much easier game than its predecessors, so it seems that they wanted to reach an even wider audience. But we have to say, the only bad part of this game is when it ends. It came as one of the great bets of PlayStation Studios for 2020, along with another that we can't bring ourselves to name because every time we think about it, we get very angry. So, Ghost of Tsushima did not disappoint us at all. The adventures of Jin Sakai in feudal Japan touched us from the first moment thanks to the great story and a great combat system. The graphics, the setting, the soundtrack all add up very positively in a sucker punch game that can comfortably stand toe-to-toe with other great games from studios like Insomniac or Santa Monica Studios. Another thing we love is the explicit violence that this game has. That sounds weird, we admit, but hey, it's something that if you have played the game, you will surely fall in love with too. After the success it's had in its short existence, will there be a second part? And now over to you guys. What do you think of our list? What was the game of the year for you? As always, tell us down below in the comments. 2021 is almost upon us, thank goodness. And with it comes a ton of new games that we'll be previewing in our next video. As for now, have a great day and we'll catch you in the next one. Adios.